Yo guys, what is up? Craig here. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Craig. I am a 27-year-old Puerto Rican fine artist concentrating in the medium of graphite. I am inches away from getting my BFA in studio art, and I hail from New York, and I draw stuff like this. Here is an example of some of the type of art that I like to indulge in and create, all done in graphite. So guys, in today's video, I want to talk about individuals who deny their purpose in order to make their parents happy. So being a fine art major, I've taken a myriad of different fine art courses, and you would think, right, that when you take a fine art course, everybody in that classroom is a fine art major. No, that is not the case. Actually, a good portion of people aren't fine art majors, but instead they're just taking that class because they thought it would be fun. Some people are psych majors. Some people are undecided, liberal arts majors. Some people just aren't fine art majors, period, in those fine art classes. So I have ran into a lot of individuals who are immensely gifted and talented and show just immense potential and promise in the fine arts, but they don't chase after a career in the fine arts because their parents brainwashed them into thinking that the fine art industry is basically devoid of any success. There's no money in it, there's no financial stability in it, so suck it up, buttercup, and choose and pick something else. Pursue something else. I've came across so many individuals with this same exact scenario. They do amazing art, create amazing art, but instead they are doing something, or they're pursuing something else to make their parents happy. And this video is for those types of individuals. I want to remind everyone that your parents have lived their own life. Your father has lived his own life. Your mother has lived her own life. And yes, parents, good parents anyway, will have the intentions of wanting the best for their children, right? Like, they will tell you stuff in order for you to have a very successful future. Sometimes their opinions and advice is solid, it's sound, but sometimes it's very misleading. If you show promise in something, silence those outside voices. I don't care who they are. Your parents, whatever. Silence those outside voices and pursue your own vocation. Because as I was saying before, your parents have lived their own life, and now it's time to live yours. It is crucial that you listen to your own inner intuition, because if you don't, you're going to be financially sound, financially stable, but at what cost? You're just going to end up being miserable, you're going to end up being depressed, and life is really not going to amount to anything. I know this is cliche, but money isn't everything. Money should be a bonus in your life. You shouldn't be doing anything for money and you shouldn't be pursuing anything solely for financial gain, because that's a very miserable life to lead. Instead, what you should be doing is pursuing something that gives your life fulfillment and meaning, while also making a decent amount of money. There's a common misconception that the fine art industry, or, an art professions period, make no money. Newsflash, that's number one, very ignorant, because it's very telling that whoever says stuff like this just hasn't bothered to do their research. The fine art industry, or the fine art field period, is a very vast field or profession. There are a lot of different avenues that you can travel down in the art field. You could be a graphic designer, you could be a fashion designer, you could be an architect, you could be an interior designer, you could be an art professor. I can go on and on and on. All you got to do is just do a simple Google search and you will learn that there are many, many, many different options available for you if you decide to pursue something in the fine art field. So that's a common misconception, is that there aren't a lot of jobs that will give you a lot of money in the fine art field. Now, it's true that it is harder to make money in the fine art field than, say, the medical field or the law field, whatever. But if you truly love something, if you truly love something so much, you would be willing to hop over any obstacle that is sent your way because you just love that something so much. You see, when you're really good at something, half of the work is already done. If you show potential in something, you should pursue it not only because you are genuinely passionate about pursuing it, but you should also pursue it because do you know how blessed you are? There are so many souls that I run into day in and day out that are so lost. They are longing for purpose. They are longing for some sort of meaning. They are longing to be good at something. And they're not good at anything. But here you are showing great potential in something and you are denying it to please your parents. You should be grateful that you even found something that you're really, really great, really great at and show great promise at. Because many of us don't have that. So if you show great potential or great promise in something, chase after it and hone your craft, nurture it, enhance it, strengthen it, so that way you can make a prosperous career out of it. If you are truly good at something, the world will notice it and the world will reward you for it. When you're really good at something, possibly fame, success, financial stability, all of those things will gradually come to you. When you show great promise at something, you become kind of like a magnet or kind of like a black hole. You're just sucking everything near you. Everything is slowly gravitating towards you because people want to be a part of what you are providing, what you are giving back to the world. So if you genuinely love something, this is the time to put your parents on mute and put your own inner voice on blast. This is the time that you self-reflect and you start listening to yourself. Because your parents already lived their life and life is too short. We don't get a reset button on this thing that we call life. We cannot redo this. This is not Procreate where you can undo and redo. No, this is life. And you only get one prime, you only get one youth. So don't waste it living someone else's wishes, because that's just a waste of a life. And it's insane to me because I think about this all the time. There are so many artists out there who are denying their destiny, their purpose, in order to satisfy others. And while our parents and our loved ones, they intend to give us sound advice, positive advice, right? Like they want to give us sound advice because they love us, they care for us. But in their mind, it's sound advice, but in reality, it's actually more harmful because you are leading someone astray from their destiny, from their purpose, because of your own anxieties, because of your own worries. So if you have a child and they show promise in something, to all the parents out there, if you have a child and they're showing promise at something, whether it be a sport or fine art or whatever, encourage them, put some faith in them, and allow them to nurture this thing that they're good at. Because I'm a product of that. I am so grateful, and there is not a day that goes by that I am not thankful for the family that I have been given. Because my family, my parents were always so supportive towards me and my little hobby at the time, which was art. And I turned this hobby into my life. I'm a fine art major now. I mean, my parents and my immediate family, they were so supportive of my drawings when I was little. Even they loved my art even before it was good. I have so many amazing memories of completing a drawing, and as soon as I completed it, I would run downstairs and show every single family member, and I would see their reactions, and they just lit up with joy every time I showed them something I create. And it was those compliments, it was those gestures of smiling and those reactions that just built a inferno of ambition and passion within me to keep going and to pursue this thing that we call fine art. So, for the parents who are listening to this, it is imperative that you put some faith and encouragement and belief in your children. Because they could potentially end up like someone like me. Someone who, because of the encouragement and the support that I was given, I made something out of it. I can't tell you how many people I have met in fine art courses that are not art majors who end up creating better work than those who are actually art majors. Like, there's a lot of art majors where I'm like, why are you an art major? And then there are people who aren't art majors, and I'm like, why are you not an art major? It's like the people who are creating art really aren't that good, and the people who aren't art majors are creating phenomenal art. It's so weird. I have ran into that scenario so many times, and I don't know why that is. So, all in all, silence the outside voices and start listening to your own verse. Start tapping in, start tuning in to your own inner voice, your own inner destiny. Because they have lived their life and now it's time to live yours. And listen, I get it, man. Money money is important, right? We need money to drink, we need money to eat, we need money to have a roof over our head, we need a money to live. Especially in this day and age where everywhere on earth is some sort of capitalistic society. I understand, I get it. But when you make money your sole purpose for working somewhere or for doing something, you will find out, maybe not now, maybe not next year, but somewhere down the road, you will realize you made a grand mistake. And now your life is meaningless. And now you're pushing 60. And you feel like you just wasted your entire life doing something that you just genuinely did not care for, but it paid a lot of money. So, You know what I mean? Like it's not it is so imperative that you do something because you genuinely love to do it. And if you find something, once again, I need to emphasize this. If you find something that you are good at, 50% of life is already figured out for you, man. Because so many souls are lost and have not found not a single thing that they're good at or show a decent amount of potential at. But here you are, you found what you're good at. You already figured 50%. 50% of life's mystery has now the fog has now cleared. But for a lot of people, they're walking in that fog even today, 30 years later, 40 years later, 60 years later. And during all of those years, they're just working in a cubicle, doing robotic actions. What kind of life is that? So remind yourself that if you find out that you're good at something or show great potential in something, 50% of life's mystery has now vanished. The fog is halfway clear. You can now see the road ahead of you. Now the other 50% is to hone in on your craft, so much so that you're making a career out of it. And you're seeing success. And you will see success if you put in the time, if you're consistent. You need to fall in love with consistency. Put 2 to 3 hours every day at something that you love, and you will see that you will gradually get good at that thing, at that something. So stop listening to your parents for once. I know they want the best for you, but sometimes what they want for you, in their mind, it's good, but in reality, it's not. If you ever wanted to be a fine artist, this video that you're watching is a sign to do so, to be a fine artist. This is your sign. So, guys, I can't stress that enough. Please listen to your own inner voice and don't live your life pursuing and accomplishing things in the name of making another individual happy, because you're not making yourself happy. You're essentially just a robot accomplishing orders given by the person who programmed you. Sometimes you gotta reject that programming and start coding your own life. So that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. It's been on my mind. I can't tell you how many times I ran into this type of scenario, this type of situation. It's just sad, you know? So do something because you love doing it and chase it. Peace out, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. Hope you loved everything that I had to say. Hope I resonated. Hope everything that I said resonated with some of you. And remember that money isn't everything. Money cannot grant meaning in your life. Money cannot money can buy you a lot of things in this life, but one thing that money cannot buy you is meaning for your life, a purpose for your life. And remember that. All right, guys, peace out.